So, I mean, it's 5:29. Do we want? We'll start. We have a quorum. We'll start. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May Historic District Commission. What we'll do is we'll start out by going around the podium and do a roll call. So I'll start. My name's Emily Walter. I'm the chair.
I'm Liz Hamilton,
Vice chair.
Vice Chair.
Jenny Davis, Secretary.
Mary Ann Black, I'm one of the commissioners.
Nathaniel Johnson, I'm also one of the commissioners.
Josh Hamilton, Commissioner.
Tara Jackson, planning staff.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Corey Parks will be here later. So next, we need to do an approval of previous minutes. However, we just got the March minutes, which thank you for that. But I think I'll table those because I haven't had time to look them over, and I'm sure none of us have. So if that's okay, I'd like to table it until next month. And then we don't have. Did we have April minutes? I didn't see anything attached. Okay. Okay. So I guess I just need a motion to table March minutes.
I move to table March minutes.
Okay.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. All right. So let's go about with any old business. I didn't see anything on the agenda. Do we have any? Okay, great. All right. Then next we're going to start with new business. So what we'll do is we're going to go down the agenda. We'll call out the address. Tara's going to do her spill through the city and explanations, and then we'll ask those who are representing or in favor of it to step up to the podium. So we will start with 320 Conway Boulevard.
Thank you. At 320 Conway Boulevard, the proposed project is a 841 square foot addition, adding new windows, changing French doors to sliding glass doors. This is in the R2A, two-family residential district in the suburban zone. So additions are preferred at the rear and at the side of a primary structure, and this proposal conforms. It conforms to setbacks as it is 10 feet from the side property line and 117 feet from the rear property line. It conforms to spacing and the spatial relationships in the area. In terms of sidewalks, there is already a sidewalk with a green space along Conway Boulevard. It does not appear that any significant trees will be impacted by construction. It is appropriate scale. It does not impact the directional expression of the residents in a significant manner. The footprint will cover around 25% of the site, which is similar to other structures on similarly sized lots. It also conforms to the lot coverage in being less than 60% of the site. It has an appropriate detailing, complexity of form. The addition has no impact to the front facade. It will add windows to the north elevation. The south elevation is enhanced by the addition of doors, and the east elevation facing the rear is changed by the replacement of French doors with sliding doors, but that has a minimal impact on the overall rhythm of the design and is not visible from the from the street. It is the style of the residence is a gabled L, and this does not impact that style. No porches are proposed. The windows should feature wide trim, and 1/1 design is encouraged. No lighting, no proposed lighting is shown on the elevations. The applicant is proposing vinyl siding to match the existing structure. Normally, vinyl siding is strongly discouraged, but as the existing structure is already clad in vinyl, it is supportable. And it is going to have a gable roof with asphalt shingles, which is compatible to surrounding homes. No HVAC equipment is shown on the site plan, but is referenced in the project description, and it will need to be screened from view. Staff recommends approval of the request with the following conditions. The applicant must obtain all applicable building permits and show appropriate licensure professionals. Any significant trees over 8 inches in diameter will need to be protected during construction. Should a significant tree be removed, it will need to be replaced with a species from the approved tree list. Windows shall be at least 1/1, not fixed windows. If muntin bars are used, they must be true divided light. If the sidewalk is damaged during construction, it will need to be repaired. Vinyl siding to match existing is permissible. Lighting shall be downward and inward toward the property, and HVAC equipment shall be screened from public view.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so who is here to speak in favor of this project? If you'll step up to the podium, and we'll need your name and then your home address.
Okay, my name is Edward Holzman, and I live at 320 Conway Boulevard.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you have any questions or concerns?
Well, you said about all that I'm trying to do today. I'm trying to add on a family room. And my den, like a lot of houses, are small in those old houses.
Yeah.
And so my den is like a 12 by 20. And so I'm trying to add 10 feet to that. And then plus the family room, I have a big family. And so it'd be nice to have a bigger place to have, reunions
Gather.
and Christmas and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm trying to add on to the house.
Okay, and you're fine with all the recommendations?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody else here to speak in favor? Okay, is there anybody here to speak against this project? Okay, so we'll just open it up to the commission. Any discussion, questions? Not, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
I move that we accept the recommendations of staff.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, passes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Very
you.
much.
Can you give your city spill for him?
Oh, yes. So, Mr. Holzman, you'll get a certificate of appropriateness within the next 2 days, and then after that, you'll be able to pull the building permits. Yep.
Thank you. Next is 719 Monroe Street Addition. Take it away.
All right. So at 1719 Monroe Street, the applicant is proposing to construct a 3,600 square foot addition, and this will be a stylistic extension of the existing structure with masonry added to the west elevation to enhance its visual appearance from the suburban section. So we have. Can you go to? Do we have an image? The site photos. Okay, thank you. So it's basically going to be just exactly what you see here, only the fourth bay. So if you look in the top left-hand side, that it's just a continuation. And I'm really emphasizing this because there is aspects of this which are not in conformance with the old Conway transition zone standards. However, it is an addition. It will be adding the masonry along the eastern side, and that's the side that faces the suburban zone. And then I'm also recommending some landscaping. So that gives a little bit more of that context as I go through the rest of the requirements of the transition zone. I want to point out again with the transition zone, this is that in-between area where sometimes you add, you apply the urban aspects and sometimes the suburban aspects. It is 71 feet from the front property line, which is greater than what is required by the transition zone. However, it's just following the existing line. It is the proposed structure is 22 feet tall, which equates to approximately 2 stories and is in conformance. It conforms to lot coverage, to orientation. Driveway access and parking are existing. There is sidewalks, according to the standards, sidewalks shall be constructed and or repaired for all street frontages and shall be a minimum of 5 feet wide unless the width differs historically. There is an existing sidewalk on Monroe Street and it is in good condition. And it looks like there is one on Factory Street that needs restoration. For trees, there are trees along Monroe Street which meet the requirement of the transition zone. There is also a tree between the existing structure and Factory Street. If this tree can be retained, it is sufficient. If removed, it must be replaced. Staff is also requesting or recommending additional landscaping, potentially in the form of shrubs along the base of the addition facing Factory Street to help soften the appearance. The scale of the proposed structure is compatible to structures in the surrounding area. This is in the C3 zone. It is bordered by transition areas as well as the suburban zone. The structure does have a level of detailing which continues the already established form of the existing structure. No lighting was shown on the submitted plans. The applicant is proposing panel sheeting to match the existing building, which is normally discouraged. However, it would be matching the existing building. The elevation facing Factory Street will include brick accents. Let's see, the facade is broken into modules with no unarticulated walls. The addition follows the structural and functional dimensions of the existing building. And the proposal complies with building entries in that there is a pedestrian entry oriented towards Monroe Street. Staff recommends approval of the request with the following conditions: that the applicant will obtain all applicable building permits with showing appropriate licensure. Trees shall be retained on site. Where they cannot be retained, they shall be replaced with a 1-to-1 ratio with species from the approved list. A landscape strip with shrubs shall be planted along the base of the addition facing Factory Street. Prior to issuance of a certificate of completion, sidewalks shall be restored on Factory Street. They may be restored to the existing width. Lighting shall be inward, downward, and shrouded so as to stay within the bounds of the property. Utilities such as HVAC equipment shall be screened from public view. Materials shall be as shown on elevation. If substitute materials are used, they must conform to the regulations for the urban zone of the overlay district. And the project does require site development review approval prior to issuance of a building permit.
Thank you very much. So who is here to speak in favor? If you'll step up to the podium. State your name and your home address.
Tony Salter, 27 Western Estates Drive.
Okay. Do you have any questions or comments on the recommendations?
No, just something we should have done 10 years ago, and I
Okay.
didn't do it.
Okay.
When I built the original building, but there's underlying circumstances in it too.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anybody else here to speak in favor? Is there anybody here to speak against? All right, so we'll open up to the commission for any conversation, comments.
What goes, Mr. Salter, what goes in the area that's framed out for future storefront?
Future storefronts.
But is that going to be part of this project, or is it going to
No.
be left open?
No, guys, when I built that building for my plumbing company,
Mhm.
all of the garage doors across the whole front of the building are all exactly the same size. And whenever I get ready to retire, then I can take all the storefronts out, or take all the garage doors out, put storefronts in. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do on this one.
These will
Whenever I get ready to retire, I'm 60, almost 68 years old. Then all I've got to do is pull the garage doors or pull those panels out and put glass storefronts in
All right, but it'll be garage doors for right now?
for right now. Well, I mean, there's only one garage door in this. The rest of them are all just panels.
Okay,
I mean, there's just the one garage door right next to that one right there. Where that end one is right there, there'll just be one more walk door and one garage door right there.
then there'll be the same columns and then
Yes.
some metal panels?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll continue it around the building.
Any other questions, comments? Well, next, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Well, that concludes our May meeting unless you have any additional. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All right, second, we got any,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fantastic.
I'm opposed.